And so the question of what is completely independent origin and what is a shared origin is going to be a difficult one to settle. I gave you the example of left and right. I think that would be a clear-cut case where there had to be separate origins. And that's for the simple reason that life, something as complex as life, could not evolve without having to make a decision early on into left and right-handed. You couldn't get the necessary chemical complexity. If we found that life had started on another planet that was beyond the reach of rocks that had been splashed around, then that would be another sign of an independent origin. But I think it's going to be a difficult question to settle. My attitude is let's first find the candidate for Life 2.0 and then start arguing about the details. So there will be a sliding scale between microorganisms that use maybe the same amino acids and proteins but a different genetic code, right up to the mirror life at the other end, or even life we might conjecture using different elements. If we found life based on silicon instead of carbon, it would be very hard to imagine a common origin. But I think that's a long shot. It's possible some of the other elements that life uses. Life, as we know, it uses carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus and sulfur. And I think maybe the phosphorus and the sulfur are negotiable, and there are other elements that could do the job. And again, the question is, if you found an organism, for example, using arsenic instead of phosphorus, whether that would suggest simply a divergence at some earlier stage, or whether it would be a truly independent origin. And so those are questions that had to be settled by doing science. So the conclusions then are, if Earth has, or once had, maybe it's gone now, have to look for traces, a shadow biosphere, then life will be widespread in the universe. And the answer, the reason for that is very simple. That it's hard to imagine out of the trillions of Earth-like planets out there in the universe, there is one Earth-like planet on which life has happened twice, but not at all on any of the others. So just to find it's happened twice here would be enough. And that would show us that life is in fact fundamental to the workings of the universe. It would mean that life on Earth, and by implication we human beings, are not some freakish accident, some aberration, some quirk that occurred in some little insignificant corner of the universe, but we would be truly cosmic phenomena. Life would be a cosmic phenomenon. And so the story of the universe would be a story not only of the Big Bang and the unfolding of complexity and the grand sweep of astronomy and cosmology, it would also be the story of life itself. I think that's a very uplifting message. It's one equally, in my view, more uplifting than the standard